Okay, I just wanted to mention a couple other things here. This might seem a little counterintuitive at first, this one here. When we calculated this back in that last recording, but think about what we're asking here. What's the probability of getting 33 heads and 33 tails? Well, you might think, well, why isn't it 1/2? Well, 1/2 for each, 1/2 that you'll get, probability is 1/2 that you'll get 33 heads, because uh, an answer to that question might be, well, if that's 1/2, then what about all the other probabilities? In other words, what about the probability of 32 heads, and the probability of 31 heads, and the probability of 30, we're 33, let's go 34. If this one, you figure these can't be that much different from each other, 32 and 33, and that can't be too far off of the 31, and they're all around 10%. So you might be getting too much if these were too high. If this were 1/2, then these other ones would be very close to 1/2. So that's where it seems plausible that this shouldn't be 1/2, because these other ones would seem like they would be closer to 1/2 also, or maybe a little less. And I did some calculations here. I got the P of 30 is 0.075. I didn't do 30. We did 32. I didn't do 32. What 32 would just be, let's see what that is. Let's see, 66. 1 second on that. 32. Okay, that one turns out to be about 0.095. So like I said, it's very close to the 33, which was 0.097. And so, you're looking at close to 10% for those. And there's several of those, right, hovering around 30 in this area here, 32, 31, 34, 33, right in there. So they're all pretty high. The 30 gave us a 0.07. So the point is that, if this were at 1/2, then, and the others were close to it, then you would be way over probability of 1, probability equaling 1. So it can't be right. So this is on the right track. Now, second thing is, if you take all of these probabilities for this trial, each one of these, 0, 1, 2, 3, and make this calculation for each one of them and add them all up, you will get a 1. Okay, you can do that on your calculator. There's actually an easy way to do it. If anybody wants to know, let me know. I'm not going to go over it here. Nobody really cares too much about it. So anyway, you can check that out. It's a calculator. It takes a little bit. Actually, when I calculated this, it took, on my calculator, I had, let's see, let me fix that now and I'll show you what happens. Tell you how long it takes. Okay, so that on the calculator, to do that calculation, It took about 12 seconds. So the calculator was just kind of grinding away. It took about 12 seconds to do that. Now yours, again, you might, if you've got an 84 that's got the latest operating system on it, it might be, um, you might have that cut down just a few seconds. But so that's an interesting question. Um, Binomial probabilities, and all of this is heading into statistics actually. So this is the beginning of statistical analysis and study.